खुद को बदल दो इतना कि सब लोग हैरान हो जाए। खुद को बदल दो इतना कि सब लोग हैरान हो जाए। आईना जब भी देखोगे तुम तो उसे भी गुमान हो जाए। Good morning and welcome back, friends, to another episode of Money Mindset Mastery with Vikas Joshi. Friends, we have been talking, or we have set this series with the single goal: growth mindset. We are moving from restricted growth towards growth mindset. We are moving from financial accumulation to financial stability. In the process, we have learned a lot of how to set the goals, how we trade the path, how we intermittently evaluate our goals, whether we are trading our path daily or not, writing of our personal self journals, evaluating the journals, affirmations. So, also, we analyzed ourselves at every step and we understood our strengths and weaknesses. We addressed our weaknesses as our opportunities to work on for successful life, for gaining confidence, for self-esteem and self-worth. As we started moving towards this path, or started moving towards our goal of growth mindset or financial stability, we also simultaneously started another series called the Midas Touch, Wealth Fundamentals to Wealth Mastery. Now, these two series or three series, the other one is the daily part of Golden Whispers, where we give the inputs in 2 to 5 minutes of daily inputs to gain your confidence, to reach your personal goals. Now, this Midas Touch series is an extension part or complementary part of these two series, because as we grow further, we should be able to be financially sound, and hence we have started that series also. Now, in this series, that is Wealth Management, Money Mindset Mastery with Vikas Joshi, we are now dealing with the limiting beliefs. Those are the most important part of life, friends, because these limiting beliefs are ingrained in your mind unknowingly, not deliberately. आपको पता भी नहीं है कि आपके मन में ऐसे धाराएं कब बन गई, लेकिन अभी ये एड्रेस करना जरूरी है, क्योंकि उन धाराओं को हमको मन से निकालना पड़ेगा। जब तक आप निकालोगे नहीं, दे आर लाइक स्पीड ब्रेकर्स टू योर ग्रोथ। मतलब आप स्मूथ रनवे पे नहीं रहोगे। अगर आपका मन वो धाराओं को पकड़ के बैठेगा तो वही मन आपके ब्रेन को भी वैसे ही इंस्ट्रक्ट करेगा। नेगेटिव पार्ट, if you are carrying those limited notions, limiting beliefs in your mind, your mind will instruct your brain accordingly. That is limiting belief. मत करो, नहीं, this is not possible, this may not be possible. So I thought that all possible, कितने भी हो सकते हैं, क्या क्या हो सकते हैं. So I'm addressing every possible limiting belief. ये नॉट नेसेसरी अभी बने हैं, ये बचपन से आ रहे हैं. ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है कि दोस्तों में रह के उन्हीं दोस्तों ने कुछ ऐसी बातें कह दी जो मन में घर बना गई और आपने उसे एड्रेस किया नहीं, क्योंकि आपने उस दिशा में कभी सोचा ही नहीं. But once we have decided for our growth mindset, it is necessary that we address this part of limiting beliefs. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है फ्रेंड्स, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट. एक बार आपकी ये लिमिटिंग बिलीफ्स निकल जाएंगे, यू आर ऑन द रनवे टू सक्सेस. नो वन कैन स्टॉप यू. हेंस आई एम ट्राइंग टू एड्रेस द लिमिटिंग बिलीफ्स with some stories, with how to deal with them. You should come to the logical end. You should remove that. I don't wish that those should be removed. अभी नहीं, इन्होंने कहा था निकाल दो. नहीं. Believe me, try to understand why these limiting beliefs are to be removed. That is the way further, friends. So today's limiting belief is that I am inherently unlikable and unlovable. ये धाराएं बचपन से हो जाती है. Father and mother, parents and other older people who are quite busy in their work and growth and their family responsibilities, all those things, they are not ignoring you deliberately, है ना. अपने अपने काम में मशगूल है, लेकिन आपकी तरफ देखने के लिए उनके पास टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है. So you are now secluded automatically. Maybe कहीं आपके दोस्तों में रहने के बाद आपको पता चला कि अरे you are spending some 1 hour or 2 hours in the evening or say some time or for the place purpose. But then the family members, the friends, the people who would handhold you for your growth, they didn't have the time. They were rushing through. Their job was to go take admission for you to in a school. They give. पढ़ाई करने तो एक ट्यूशन लगा दिया. Mechanical work, which at that time may not be the most important requirement for you. है ना, होता है ना कि पढ़ाई तो मैं कर सकता हूं, मुझे सिर्फ 2 लफ्ज चाहिए प्यार के, मुझे सिर्फ ये चाहिए कि बस ये कहने वाला कि तुम बहुत अच्छे हो, तुम्हारी ये चीज बहुत अच्छी है. लेकिन ये कहने के लिए भी in those days the parents, the family members, the friends, all the relatives, they were all in the comparative mode. अरे उसके देखो, बच्चे ने देखो कितना अच्छा काम किया, तुमने क्यों नहीं किया? So this in a way was a negative thought that made you think that you are unlikable or unlovable. ये हो सकता है, लेकिन इसे आपने मन से हटाया नहीं, उसे वैसे ही रहने दिया. धीरे धीरे जब आप बड़े होते गए, now you started, when the world was wide open to you, you had the opportunity to meet different people. But by that time, this ingrained limiting belief had gained, or it was so strong in your mind. उसने रूट्स अपने बना चुका था, वो आपको भी पता नहीं चला. Now that we are addressing this, now it has become difficult because we have not addressed that limiting belief for years together. अब जैसे कैसे निकालोगे? How can you do that? एक छोटी कहानी मैं आपको बताऊं. There was a girl called पूजा. हमारे सारी कहानियों में पूजा, माया, यही लड़कियां, या गोपाल, ये लड़के, राम, ये अपने लड़के, ये लड़कियां. These are the hero heroines of our stories in this series. They're simple words to understand or to remember for. बस उसका कोई बाकी रेलेवेंस नहीं है. So ये जो पूजा है वो एक विलेज में रहती थी. अब विलेज में रहती थी तो her family members, they were busy going to the city town for a work. अब जब joint family होती थी, there was a joint family, the grandmother and other people were there in the family. But Pooja was ignored by the parents because they didn't have the time. It was not deliberate. उन्होंने उनको बहुत अच्छे, मतलब she was admitted to the good school, she was given the goods of the tuitions and everything. But she was secluded in a shell. माँ बाप सुबह उठ के बाहर जाते थे टाउन में अपना बोरिया बिस्तर बनाने के लिए, अपनी वर्क करने के लिए, जॉब करने के लिए. शाम को आते थे अपने अपने बिजी में. ग्रोथ एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी, support to the family was their prime concerns. They did their job for Pooja by admitting her to a very good school, giving her a good tuitions and all those possible things which a money can buy. But she was lacking the love, the affection, and hence she was shelled herself. That is, she enclosed herself. कि नहीं, अभी मेरा शायद ऐसा ही है, कोई मेरे से बात करने वाला ही नहीं है. And she ingrained that she is inherently unlikable and unlovable. Now the grandmother realized this, who was not at all a well-educated person. है ना, पुराने ज़माने में तो दादी माँ कुछ ज़्यादा पढ़ी लिखी तो होती नहीं थी, कुछ पढ़ाई हो गई, गांव में रह गए, ऐसे थे. So she was unable to address this issue, though she was aware what Pooja was going through. But she, being the experienced person of life, she took Pooja on a Sunday to a garden, to a pond filled with lotus. Beautiful lotuses were there in the pond. So the pond was filled with lotus flowers. of different colors and petals opening gracefully under the warmth of sun. Taking their grandmother asked Puja, told Puja, look at these lotus flowers, Puja. Here the grandmother was pointing towards the lotus, to the pond. वो बता रही थी, अरे ये देखो. Each flower is unique and beautiful in its own way, just like you. Now this sentence is important. It is unique. Each flower is unique, just like you. So Pooja looked at the lotus flowers and noticing how each one stood tall and proud despite growing in the muddy waters. पूजा ने देखा, अरे लोटस तो नीचे मडी वाटर्स में है लेकिन फूला फूला फला अच्छा दिखता है in spite of muddy waters. So Pooja decided to challenge the belief of being unlikable and unlovable. Now she understood. और एक पौधा, एक फूल जो कीचड़ में भी उमल सकता है, जैसे it can be bloomed. So why not me? That was what Pooja also thought. And the very sentence of grandmother boosted her thought process to think that she can also remove those feelings of unlikable, unlovable, because lotus is blooming in muddy waters. What is restricting you? So you have to take approach to steps to come out of those things and bloom. Nobody can stop you. That's nature's creation. So now the Pooja gradually started meeting people, started mixing up with the people, made friends. She came out of her comfort zone. She also came out of her shell because she had decided कि अरे हाँ यार, एक कमल अगर कीचड़ में खिल सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं. Now that very process changed her thought process. And now she understood that her self-worth is not defined by the external validation, but by her own acceptance and her inner qualities. She now understood it is not necessary कि मुझे लोगों ने बोलना चाहिए कि तू कितना अच्छा है. Internally तुमको अगर पता है, your actions, your beliefs, your execution of your actions, if they are very well thought out processes, what are you worried for? You have got every right to work for yourself. You should work for yourself. Why do you require your external validation? That is what she thought. And now she started changing. Ultimately, Pooja's journey of self-development leads her to transform her limiting belief into a source of empowerment. By embracing her uniqueness and celebrating her strengths, Pooja realizes that she is not inherently unlikable and unlovable. धीरे धीरे जब वो लोगों में मिक्सअप होती गई, she started interacting with the people, she started sharing her ideas with the people, she started embracing the different ideas, the opinions of the people, analyzing them on her own basis, on her own strength. Now she realized she had the strengths inhibited in her. That is, she was having the strength which she was fearing of, which she didn't even realize of. Now she started taking the challenge of changing herself, and that itself gave her the booster for the growth. So this common negative thought that I am inherently unlikable and unlovable is a common negative thought pattern. ऐसा कि अरे मेरे मन में ऐसा ही है, that can significantly hinder your personal growth or well-being. So this very purpose of this series is to remove these limiting beliefs. अगर इसको एड्रेस ही नहीं किया होता तो पूजा कहाँ होती, वहीं शेल में, चार दीवारी में बंद घर में बैठी रहेगी. Whatever the elders are doing now, she is thinking, अरे हाँ अभी मुझे तो किसी ने प्यार किया ही नहीं है. See, the love cannot be stated in the always in the words, or you cannot have that placards giving. But you should be able to engage yourself in creativity. You should be able to identify your process, your strengths and weaknesses. You should be able to identify your beliefs. So that once you identified, you understand that this belief stems from the past experience and traumas or critical inner dialogue. So you have to remove that. अगर ये बिलीफ आपने ऐसे रखा ही है तो उसको निकालना पड़ेगा. क्या हो सकता था? You have to analyze that. Why this belief came into your mind? So you have to have that identification in place. Though once you understand the origin of how this sorry, of how this belief has ingrained in you, how you can address that, because that may be one out of a story. कुछ ऐसी कहानी जो एक आध बार हो सकता है कोई प्रॉब्लम आया हो सकता है कि कई प्रॉब्लम आपके फैमिली ने फेस किया, उसकी वजह से आपके मन में धारा बैठ गई कि अरे आई एम अनलाइकेबल और अनलवेबल. दैट मे बी अ इंस्टेंस, वन ऑफ इंस्टेंस. मतलब कभी कभार ऐसे घटनाएं घट गई, अभी उसने किसी ने डेलिबरेटली तो किया नहीं लेकिन हो चुका, लेकिन आपने मन में धारा बना ली. अरे उसको लॉजिकल एंड पे लेके जाओ, सही है तो यू हैव टू इंप्रूव ऑन दैट. बट आई स्टेट दैट दीज लिमिटिंग बिलीफ्स आर गलत, रॉन्ग, होना ही नहीं चाहिए. Because these limiting beliefs, as the word says, are limiting your beliefs also and your processes also, your growth also. So challenging that belief is taking that belief to a logical end. अगर कुछ मन में धारा बना के रखिए, बाबा मुझे कोई प्यार नहीं करता, सोचो तो सही, क्यों नहीं करेगा कोई प्यार आपसे? Why? Do you see the want that every person who is in your family, your friends and other people who are in and around you, that they should tell you every now and then that you are likable or you are lovable? No, friends, it is not a necessity. The very act that you are a member of amongst them, the very act that they are accepting interactions with you or interacting with you or taking along with you into the processes of life itself says that you are lovable and likable. Why do you starve for words to be spoken to you on daily basis? रोज थोड़ी ना माँ अपने बेटे से बोली कि मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूं या करती हूं. अरे ये कोई फिल्मी डायलॉग नहीं है. माँ अपने बेटे से प्यार करती ही है, बेटी से प्यार करती ही है. दैट इज नेचर्स रूल. नाउ इज इट नेसेसरी दैट शी शुड टेल यू एवरी डे? नो. तो ये बिलीफ ही आपको चैलेंज करना है. अगर ऐसा है देन यू हैव टू एनालाइज दैट. कुछ तो वजह होगी. Without reason, there cannot be any reason for you to carry such beliefs. So you have to restructure your mind, reframe your mind, think in a positive way. क्यों है? And what can be the best solution that we can eradicate this belief or this limiting belief? So instead of asking for compassion from others, you have the self-compassion in place. खुद के लिए कुछ समय दो, खुद के बारे में सोचो. शायद without taking any logical things in mind, you are here or you are having this ingrained belief, limiting belief through some hearsay. हो सकता है, because you have not addressed that. So you have to build the relationships. When you have that relationships in place, you are quite open with the few people whom you love at all, or where their opinions and they are on the same platform or on the same page. Now, once you have that building of relationship, they can guide you in the processes. अगर आपको कुछ तकलीफ है, you can open out with them. The experienced people, they will guide you. But you have to challenge first. You should initiate the step. Don't wait for somebody to come and tell you that अरे हाँ अभी तुम जरा ऐसा करो नहीं तो तुमको you are not lovable or likable. There is nothing like that process, friends. You start working for yourself. You start working for your family members. You start working, taking empathy in process. See the change. Build the relationship based on empathy than apathy. Think कि उसके सामने वाले को कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो think what is the reason that he is having that problem, how can you help him, rather than मेरे जैसा ही है, अब क्या उसको भी प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसा ही होता है. नहीं 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 नहीं, this should not be the way forward friends, it cannot go forward. So you can also have that, आजकल तो ऑनलाइन भी आपको बहुत सारे प्रोफेशनल हेल्प करने वाले मिलते हैं ना, so you can ask for professional help also. If you want that help to have improve on yourself, then you should have that, because this limiting belief is stopping you, or it is like a speed breaker, it is like a hurdle in your growth process, in your self confidence process. Hence it is to be addressed immediately. Now this stops the personal growth, or it reduces the speed of personal growth. तो नुकसान किसका है? तुम्हारा. नहीं नहीं, ये तो मैं तो ऐसा ही हूं. अरे ऐसा ही हूं करके अगर रहोगे तो ग्रोथ कैसे करोगे? ग्रोथ के लिए यू शुड बी ऑलवेज ऑन द लर्निंग मोड. यू शुड ऑलवेज अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स. यू शुड ऑलवेज एड्रेस द थिंग्स टू द लॉजिकल एंड. अगर ये गलत है तो इंप्रूव करने के लिए सोचो. अगर सही है तो पाथ चलना सीखो. हो सकता है. Now that you have to visualize yourself. Unless and until you reflect on whatever journal you are writing on, whatever you are doing on daily basis, you will never understand, or you will not be able to visualize कि अरे कल क्या होने वाला है, पता नहीं है. कैसे पता नहीं है? The basic thing should be known that you have to change. अगर ग्रोथ के लिए चेंज करना है तो स्टेप्स आपको पता होना चाहिए. स्टेप्स पता है तो आपने चलना चाहिए वो पाथ. अगर नहीं चल रहे हो तो किसका नुकसान? तुम्हारा. किसने नहीं किया? तुमने. तो व्हाई आर यू ब्लेमिंग अदर्स? यू स्टार्ट मूविंग फर्स्ट. पीपल विल कम अलोंग फ्रेंड्स. दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन. And this practice should be consistent. I have been telling this in all my videos. Any good practice should be consistently followed. Don't expect the results in a day. ये नहीं होता है. और अगर कोई बोल रहा है तो विश्वास मत रखो, ये नहीं होगा. पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. You see, even the birth takes many months of time period. Birth of an individual. आमतौर पे 9 months is the period. Even the God has taken time to create his best creation. अब तुमको तात्काल रिजल्ट चाहिए? नहीं नहीं फ्रेंड्स, तात्काल नहीं मिलता है. कंसिस्टेंट एफर्ट्स करने चाहिए. परसिवियरेंस होना ही चाहिए. आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन आना ही चाहिए, तभी हो पाएगा. नाउ अनलेस एंड अनटिल you yourself decide, nothing is going to change for you. Don't expect that others some जादुई चिराग आएगा और तुमको हेल्प कर जाएगा. नहीं होता ऐसे. वो कहानियां हैं. सच्चाई यही है कि अगर तुमको आगे बढ़ना है तो चलना तुमको ही पड़ेगा. तुम्हारा अगर सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ाना है तो चेंज तुमको ही करना पड़ेगा. If you want to change the confidence in you, you have to initiate the steps for that. You have to take the challenge. You have to move forward. You have to change yourself so that you change your mindset from restricted mindset to the growth mindset. You change your thought process of financial accumulation to financial stability, and you will enjoy the change, friends, because that is success. That is what we require. So the belief that I'm inherently unlikable, unlovable is just a carried belief. अपने खुद ने ही बना लिया. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जब जिनके बारे में भी आप ऐसा सोचते हो उनसे बात करके देखो तो पता चलेगा अरे ये तो ऐसा नहीं था, मैंने खामखा अपने मन में ऐसी धाराएं बना ली. इसीलिए तो मैंने कहा खुद को बदल दो इतना कि सब लोग हैरान हो जाए. खुद को बदल दो इतना कि सब लोग हैरान हो जाए. आईना जब भी देखोगे तुम तो उसे भी गुमान हो जाए. I sign off on this note, friends, and we meet again in another episode of Money Mindset Mastery with Vikas Joshi. Till then, bye bye. Enjoy the day, friends. Enjoy the life. It is a one time activity, friends. Do enjoy.